How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another video. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in Central Oregon, and I am heading out on a camping trip. Now, today's video is going to be a little bit different than lots of my other camping videos. Most of the camping videos on my channel are based around truck camping with this first gen Sequoia. If you're new to my channel, I've been building out this Toyota Sequoia, turning it into a truck camper, and I've been taking it out on a bunch of different truck camping adventures around Oregon, California, Washington, all around the Pacific Northwest. It's been a lot of fun. As fun as it's been truck camping with the Sequoia, I wanted to switch things up a little bit, and that's exactly what we're doing today. So as you guys saw in the title, I went out and I bought the cheapest tent I could find on Amazon. Now, I do want to make a quick disclaimer. There are a couple of tents out there that are a little bit cheaper, but I don't know if I would really call them tents. They're more like sunshades. They don't really have zip up sides like the traditional tent. So there are a couple options that are kind of tents that are a little bit cheaper, but I bought the closest thing that I could find to kind of your traditional tent for the lowest price. So the one I got was, I think, about $15–16. I can't remember exactly. It's still in the box from Amazon. I haven't touched it. I haven't opened it. So today's video will be interesting. We're gonna set this thing up together. We're gonna camp in it, and it's gonna be a good time. I think this is going to be our location where we camp tonight. Super gorgeous spot down here in the forest. I swear, guys, the trick to finding locations like this is just going out, driving around, and exploring. Without further ado, we are going to get started setting up the cheapest tent on Amazon. It's weird having to kind of set up camp because normally I just camp right in the back of the Sequoia. On my overland drawers, I have a sleeping platform in there as well. But today we have a little bit of setup to do, so we're gonna get started opening up the tent for the very first time and start setting it up. At least it's not just in this cardboard box. At least it does have a little bit of a bag in here. We're gonna pull this out. And here it is. Well, it's not too big. It's not super heavy either. It's probably 5 or 6 pounds, maybe a little bit less. It's definitely not like the super light backpacking tents that you see, but that's not what I would expect, considering this was about $16. It's currently tied off here with these, I'm not sure, I guess just strands of fabric. I hope the stakes are in here. Oh, I think they are. Okay, well, we got our tent poles and our stakes, and then I guess this is the tent. Normally, you know, when I've done camping with tents before, lots of tents kind of have their own individual kind of base to them that the tent sits on to protect it from moisture and the ground and dirt and everything. This one is built directly into the tent though, so you know, if this rips or gets too dirty or molds, you gotta throw the whole tent away. That's the first thing I'm noticing. So, you know, it makes it quicker to set up for sure, but once this base layer gets damaged, bye-bye to the tent. yeah, let's see if we can do this. So all the zippers are open. When I first got this, I feel like most of the time you're supposed to zip everything up before you roll up your tent, but this one got shipped to me with zippers open. I guess it makes it even more convenient to get in. I'm just gonna start by getting these tent poles together, and then we'll see if we can figure out how you put this all together. I'm trying to be a little bit careful because I feel like this could tear super easily. So it looks like this tent sets up with just two tent poles that kind of form an X. So one tent pole goes to kind of opposite corners and the other one to the other corners. And you know, it's pretty simple, I will say that. Definitely not the easiest. Okay, hang on, we're getting somewhere. Guys, I think we did it. I think we have our tent set up. It's definitely very small. You guys know, like those blue tarps, that's the exact material that the bottom of the tent is. So it's definitely not very durable. I would be very careful about setting this on sharp rocks, because if you tear through that, the tent is pretty much done at that point. Yeah, it's pretty small, and there's only one door. That's the other thing. You just got this one entrance and exit. I guess pretty much all of the tents I've camped in before have kind of doors on both sides. So it's pretty funny to me to see one that is just one side here. But yeah, this is our tent. It's very small. It's very small. I don't know what the dimensions were or what the dimensions it claims to be were, but we'll see. I'm pretty short already, and I'm already thinking that I might have to sleep at an angle to fit in this thing. I got some good news and bad news. Good news is they did provide stakes. Bad news, these things are like toothpicks. They are so thin. I feel like these things could just snap so easily. So I was just trying to put one of the stakes in, and I was just pushing on it and stomping on it with my foot, and it just bent 90 degrees. That's how thin these things are. This might be the first ever single-use stakes that I've seen. Look what happens with just a little bit of force. Wait, I gotta make sure you guys can see this. Look at this. Look at our stake. Completely bent. Yeah, these stakes are not gonna last very long. 2 of 4 of the stakes broke when I was putting them in. So, you know, we're kind of tied down 50% here. I made sure to put the solid stakes on opposite corners from each other to, you know, have the best chances of keeping this tent from flying away. I still don't know what the heck this thing is for. Maybe is it supposed to be the rain cover? I think it's supposed to be the rain cover because there's vents directly on the top. So I think if it's raining, you put this thing on and that'll keep you nice and dry. We are going to see if our foam sleeping pad even fits in this tent. Yeah, it fits at an angle, but this is definitely a small tent. Let's go inside it for the first time. Well, hang on. Guys, this might be the coolest feature yet. I think you can, oh my gosh, you can roll up these flaps on the outside, and they actually have a way you can tie them off. They have a little strand of fabric and a loophole, so you can tie this thing off. That is actually sweet. That's a nice feature. Okay, so now we got our little screen design. It takes 3 zippers to close this thing. You got 1 zipper on the left side, 1 zipper on the right side, and 1 straight down the middle. Never seen that before. Interesting design choice. This foam pad that I have for reference, this is 6 feet long, 72 inches. I have it pressed up into the corner there, and this is also at an angle right now. And this is where it comes out to. You can see it's already pushing into the bottom of the fabric here. So even at an angle, this thing is too long. If you are over 6 feet tall, good luck sleeping on this thing, because wow, it is not very long, not a very big tent at all. While this obviously isn't the most amazing tent in the world, what it is reminding me of is that sometimes sleeping in a tent is a lot of fun. And as much as I love the Sequoia and the ability to just park and camp right in the back, especially on cold nights, sometimes in the summer with warmer weather, it's more enjoyable to sleep outside in a tent like this. I don't know what it is, guys, but there's something about being in the forest that is just so relaxing to me. I absolutely love any of the camping trips I've been on where I'm in a location like this. It's so pretty, it's so relaxing, and I just have the chance to focus on all of the little things. The sound of the creek, the patterns the water makes as it flows by, all of the little plants that are growing around. The light is always gorgeous to me in forests, especially like backlit like it is behind me there. It is 5 o'clock now, and I am starting to get a little bit hungry, so I am going to get started on some dinner here. In one of my recent camping videos, I tried to make a basic bean and rice bowl, and it was not very good. So we are going to do bean and rice bowls version 2 tonight. I bought some veggies, so we're going to try and saute some veggies and try and make these taste a little bit better than last time. This location is seriously so pretty. It's been a couple weeks since I've been out on a camping trip, and I think I forget how much I need trips like this and the time to just reset. just warming up the beans here. We got the rice sitting and staying warm underneath the cover of the pot over here. Veggies are almost sauteed. I just did some peppers and yellow onion. So again, not super fancy. I tried to bring the sauce, but I just don't have a cooler yet. But at least we're making progress, right? We're trending in the right direction. Maybe next time we'll actually have a sauce. But you know, small steps, baby steps. We're getting there. It is super nice not ever having to worry about packing plates or bowls or silverware, utensils. I always have everything in this little pull-out drawer here. Measuring cups, can openers, knives, bigger spoons for stirring. Everything is in this drawer, and it's super nice just to always have this stuff ready. All right, I think we're pretty much ready. Let's go ahead and dish up. Here is what we got tonight. Super simple. Just our sauteed veggies, beans, and we got rice underneath there. Super basic, like I was saying, but another level up from last time. Don't worry, we're gonna make this even better next time, I promise you guys. But great meal. I am going to pack some of this up. I always like to bring just Tupperware so that I can take home leftovers and have lunch or dinner for tomorrow too, while I'm out here cooking. So gonna pack everything up, do some dishes, and try and just clean up a little bit here. We definitely made a mess tonight. Look at this mess, guys. Unbelievable. Just kidding. I cannot be complaining because I would much rather have this many dishes and have the weather be like this than try and do any type of dishes out in the snow. Oh my gosh, I tried that a couple times on some of the winter camping trips that I was on earlier this year. And doing dishes when it's like 20 degrees and snowing is absolutely miserable. This is, it's still dishes, but it's a lot more enjoyable. Feels good to be all cleaned up, and it's not even 7 o'clock, so probably still have about an hour of daylight. I feel like our tent is pretty much ready to go. I did pick a very good night weather-wise to test this out, but it's a $16 tent, so can you really blame me? Definitely drop a comment below though if you want me to test this out in some more less than ideal weather conditions, because I might be down, but let me know. We'll see how tonight goes first though. It has been an absolutely gorgeous day here in Central Oregon and down here at this camp spot that I've found. Now, unfortunately, I still don't have a camp chair or somewhere to kind of hang out, but thankfully I have this beautiful, amazing $16 Amazon tent. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay down in here for a bit and yeah, make sure I give myself a chance to truly experience this thing of beauty. In all seriousness, this is kind of the only place I have now to hang out, so I'm gonna just climb in here for a bit and just relax before going to bed. So one thing I am noticing now as I am climbing into the tent here is that lots of tents kind of have the rain fly that goes out, and you can store your shoes outside, so they're outside the tent but still under cover. But we don't have those features. But we're not camping in a luxury tent tonight. We are camping in the cheapest tent on Amazon. So do we really need those features anyway? Absolutely not. We have plenty of space in here for our shoes and water bottle. plenty of space. Yeah, you might not be able to fit 2 people, but if you're by yourself, you have a spot for your shoes and your water bottle. We don't have any pockets in the sides of the tent like there normally is, but you know, we don't need that stuff anyway, do we? Not at all. Not at all. It's funny, trying to zip up this 3-zipper system that they have here is really difficult because my foam pad is pressed into the base and pushing it out. So there's just so much tension that it's really difficult to zip this up. And I'm really scared to pull on it because I feel like this fabric is just going to rip. That's the level of quality we have with this thing. So we're gonna see if we can zip this up all the way, but you know, even this 6-foot foam pad is a little bit too big to be in here. Yeah, see, as soon as I pull this pad back, then it removes some tension and we can zip that up. But to be honest, I'm not really a fan of this 3-zipper system, but I'll give them creativity points because I have never seen something like this before. I've been in the tent now for about 35 or 40 minutes. So far, so good. I just wanted to share this with you guys because I found a cool feature that this tent has. I said it didn't have any holders or pockets along the sides, which that is true, but it does have one right here. So it does have a little pocket, which is actually super nice, just somewhere to put like keys or your wallet or your phone while you're sleeping in here. So far so good. I'm gonna head to bed soon because it's after 9 o'clock now. Hopefully it's not too cold tonight. I didn't bring my buddy heater with me just because I didn't want to use it in this little tent. I don't trust it in here. So hopefully it's not freezing. I got my sleeping bag and a blanket though, but I'm gonna head to bed. Gorgeous day, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. It has been so nice just to have a quiet morning here at camp. I think part of it is just the weather. Lots of my recent camping trips, if you've watched some of my other YouTube videos, it's just been really cold. It's been windy. Some of them have been out in the snow, and it's not as enjoyable just to kind of wake up and enjoy the morning, especially when you're just frozen and all you want to do is go home and warm up. But this morning is a different story. It was a little cold when I woke up in the morning, but it's about 9 o'clock now, and I'd say it's probably getting close to 50 degrees, so plenty warm to kind of just be hanging outside. I know you guys are probably curious about the tent and how it was to sleep in it, and I was pleasantly surprised. The only negative thing I have to say about it is just that it's really small. I had to sleep at an angle, and even still my feet were kind of pressed up into the end of it, so it just felt very tight in there. It's not a very big tent, but other than that, for the price, for less than $20, I would definitely camp in this thing again. It was easy to set up. It's a tent. It works. The one thing I would be a little bit nervous about is durability and how long this thing might last. Lots of the fabrics feel like you could kind of just punch a hole through them, or they might tear super easily. So that's the other concern I have with it, is just how long this tent might last. I'm gonna get started on some breakfast now. I need to really expand my breakfast options because the only thing I think I've ever cooked for breakfast out here camping is just oatmeal. It's super easy, super quick, but I definitely want to cook something different soon. I think it would be a lot of fun to make pancakes or waffles or do something out of the back of my Sequoia using this overland drawer setup. So I might have to do that in the future, especially if we're gonna have more weather like this. It's a lot more enjoyable. to be outside. But for today, just going back to the classic oatmeal. A big part of what I'm about to say has to do with the weather and just the location I found. I have been so lucky with amazing conditions on this trip, but this has been one of my favorite camping trips that I've probably been on. It's just been so peaceful, so quiet, and it's just funny because I wanted to do this video just as a joke. I thought it would be a funny idea to buy the cheapest tent I could find and go camping in it. It's just turned into a much better and much more enjoyable trip than I was ever expecting when I had the idea to do this video. So it's just a good reminder for me and for everyone, I guess, that it's so easy to get caught up in gear and having fancy and expensive gear. I have a big problem with this too. Look at the overland setup I've built just to go camping. This trip is just a good reminder that you don't need to spend thousands of dollars on expensive gear to have an enjoyable camping trip. These tent poles are actually surprisingly easy and just nice to fold up. I've definitely had some other tent poles that just don't go together quite as easily. So for as cheap as this tent is, I'm honestly a little impressed with this. The stakes, on the other hand, I'll show you those in a second. Those did not turn out as well. I got the tent all back in its bag. It was a little bit of a struggle, but we got the tent poles, it's all packed away, at least to the best of my ability. Now I want to show you guys the stakes because these did not do too well. This is what they look like here. They're all just bent. Oh my gosh. And this is not even hard dirt. This is just soft dirt here in the forest, and trying to put these things in, they just bent in half, all of them. And look at this one. They are all so messed up. The stakes here are junk, but other than that, I am honestly pretty surprised with how well the tent did last night. This trip was so much fun, guys. The weather was beautiful. The location we found here down by the creek was beautiful, and the tent actually worked out surprisingly well. So that is going to wrap it up for this video. I definitely want to do a couple more videos with this Amazon tent in the future, so stay tuned. I have a couple exciting ideas. We'll just see if I can make them happen. But if you guys enjoyed this one, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support really does help me out, and I do appreciate it. Always feel free to reach out with any comments or questions. You can drop them in the comment section below or send me a message on Instagram. My Instagram is always linked in the description of my videos. So thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.